supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing something that nobody else's business has the balls to do. I'm telling you something that you need to know.
Everybody has difficult situations. Everybody has crises. And that crisis is calling you out to say, this is who you are.
The industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about. I'm very good at minding my own business. And the trick to minding your own business is knowing what is your business.
While so many people think of Oprah as an urban legend, and rightfully, Dave Chappelle has just proved that not only is she prancing a false image to the world, but she dabbles in some of the worst parts of Hollywood. According to Dave's most recent revelations, Oprah, while seen by many as a simple talk show host, has actually been doing the dirty work for the Hollywood elites. The claims against the host drag all the way from blackballing celebrities willing to speak out about Hollywood, all the way to some darker practices, allegedly involving child trafficking. Can't tell you what to expect here, but I can tell you don't want to miss it. Oprah recently climbed to the top of the trending list after actress and comedian Mo'Nique called her out for trying to ruin her career. According to Mo, it all happened back in 2009 after she delivered a stellar performance on a movie. And while any producer would probably want to capitalize on the success of a movie to gain more notoriety, Oprah seemingly crossed the line when she refused to pay Mo for her services. Services, as in the producers of the show, wanted Mo'Nique to have several press conferences, but on her own dime. Seem fair? Yeah, that's what I thought too. I said, Oprah, I'm doing a talk show, I'm doing a comedy tour, I have a husband and I have babies, Mo'Nique recalls. I have a little bit of downtime and I'm going to take advantage of it. So I'm not going anywhere because I'm not obligated to go anywhere. I've done my part. So we mutually agreed to disagree. That was it. And while you'd expect a fellow woman to understand that, it wasn't the case with Oprah, at least that's what Mo believes. Because according to the comedian, next thing I know, I am considered difficult and hard to work with, adding that she feels she was blackballed in Hollywood as a result of the situation. And although this move from Oprah and the camp affected her whole life and career by extension, Oprah has to this day refused to apologize, which is why Mo'Nique decided to call her out again. Maybe if Oprah had called it quits here, it would have been better, but our least favorite talk show host took it up a notch. You see, in Mo'Nique's earlier years in the industry, she revealed that she had been SA'd by her brother Gerald. The actress also revealed around that time that her family didn't believe her claims about being assaulted. However, the same man she reported for SA later got arrested and sentenced to 12 years in prison after he did the exact same thing to another girl. As you can probably tell, that sucked for Mo, and while she made an effort to cut all contact with him, Oprah pretty much got involved in their business when she had Gerald on her show and even tried to talk Mo'Nique into also coming despite knowing everything Mo had been through. Remember what Dave said about minding one's business? Well, that's what he meant. Anyway, Oprah took things to a whole new level after she blindsided the actress just to punish her. See, because Mo refused to be a part of that particular episode, Oprah didn't only invite her brother to the show, she also invited her parents, who, by the way, did not believe Mo'Nique when she first revealed that she was getting assaulted. Ouch! The whole thing took Mo'Nique by shock, as she really didn't expect Oprah to stoop that low just to get back at her for missing a simple press conference when she wasn't going to be paid. Anyway, the actress tried to confront Oprah about it on several occasions, but she was repeatedly met with radio silence from Oprah's side. At least that lasted until the actress ran into Oprah at a Hollywood event where the TV host denied being aware that Gerald was going to bring the entire family to the show. But between you and me, she was probably aware. I mean, it is her show. To this day, Mo'Nique has been very vocal about how she's still being owed an apology from Oprah. And while it is easy to think this is as bad as it gets with Oprah, I'm here to tell you to think again. See, on days when Oprah isn't out blackballing celebrities, the TV host actively enables bad behavior. By bad behavior, I mean that her name seems to have come up in one too many news reports related to human trafficking. A couple of years ago, Oprah's name came up in an organized trafficking syndicate that was led by a false guru and convicted offender. João Teixeira de Faria, better known as John of God, is a Brazilian medium healer and not so long ago was the subject of a profile by Oprah. Faria became famous for his intense methods of healing. Though he doesn't have a medical license, he performs both spiritual healing, praying intensely for believers and placing hands on them to cure their afflictions. and what appear to be actual surgical procedures without anesthesia. Faria has been written about for years since his practice started in 1978. But an episode of Oprah in 2010 devoted to him raised his profile exponentially. Later, 4 women appeared on Brazilian television to accuse Faria of abusing them when they'd come to him for assistance. He was later arrested and sentenced to 63 years in prison for essaying multiple women. Speaking on TV Globo, 3 of the women described their encounters with Faria to host Pedro Bial on condition of anonymity. Dutch choreographer Zahira Lineke Moos decided to be named and said that during one of her trips to see the healer to be cured of the trauma of a previous sexual assault, he took her into a back room and had her masturbate him. He then had her pick out a gemstone from a set and granted them special treatment. She has also accused him of raping her during another session. After he was exposed, Oprah, as you'd expect, tried to sever all connections between them by deleting all of her videos with him, but no, she didn't stop there. She also released a statement saying she hopes justice would be served in all of this. But you could say people weren't buying her sob story. See, the real reason most people weren't very inclined to buy her story is that at the time all of these details had come out about Oprah, the TV host actually had an all-girls school in South Africa. More than a decade ago, the celebrity TV host set out to establish a high school in South Africa for just girls. But things quickly turned a different light not so long after its official opening. Shortly after the all-girls high school opened in 2007, a school matron, Virginia Tiny Makopo, was charged with sexually molesting several girls. At the time, Winfrey flew to South Africa to offer a personal apology to the students and their parents, citing her own experience with sexual abuse, an experience that, if I might add, her own family refutes. Nothing is more serious or devastating to me than an allegation of misconduct by an adult against any girl at the academy, Winfrey said in a statement at the time. I will do everything within my power to ensure their safety and well-being. I mean, how can someone be repeatedly caught around so many SA claims? The most probable explanation is that she has to in on it in one way or the other. However, where all of this actually goes south is when it hit the media a couple of months into it that Makopo, the same person that was charged for the evil act against those girls, was acquitted of the charges. Does Oprah then proceed to condemn the actions and actually fight for justice for her girls? No, she doesn't. In fact, you could say she made the worst possible decision because she later got on the news to say this.
7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is your, it feels good. Right. Even though you don't.
Remember what I said about her being too close to the matter for it to be just a coincidence? Well, here you go once more. But this isn't even where it ends with Oprah and assault stories. See, just like with the other people I've spoken about in this video, Oprah seems to have a largely strong bond with Harvey Weinstein. In fact, they aren't like any of the others. The TV host and Weinstein actually have a very public relationship. What's wrong with this, you ask? Well, the thing is, Harvey Weinstein is an American filmmaker who rose to become the face of an abuser for the #MeToo movement. Per the news, 5 years ago, the story that had long been whispered in the halls of agencies and studios, as well as on film and television sets, finally became public. A series of bombshell articles revealed that Harvey Weinstein harassed and assaulted dozens of women for decades and used his power to bully them into silence. According to TMZ, Weinstein said Winfrey encouraged him to defend himself publicly, implying that the TV host might have actually been on Weinstein's side against so many women. However, her people said they never spoke directly, and she was only interested in talking to him for a TV interview.
Talk about what's happening with Harvey Weinstein.
So I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost.
Interestingly, Winfrey made no mention of Weinstein during her inspiring Golden Globes speech. She has made it clear during other public utterances on the scandal that the cultural shift underway went much further than Weinstein's crimes alone. This pattern in Oprah's behavior is what made Dave step out to clear the air on who she really is behind the drapes, and a lot of people seem to agree with him. One user on Twitter wrote, "Good job. I mean, John of God, the Oprah Winfrey Academy, Harvey Weinstein. How many times do you have to be involved in sex trafficking before it's no longer a coincidence?" Looks like the days of Oprah getting away with being a terrible person might be over sooner than she might expect. That's it for this video. Goodbye.